Kaido for the win. What a solo job from this ninja. Showing why the card might be worth the hybrid version of the deck. Hello and welcome to another episode of the CovertGoBlue chat. That's not what I say at all. It's me, a CGB, and today in the arena, I'm going to try to show you everything you might want to know about Dimir Hybrid in Best of 1 Standard. Dimir Hybrid is when you take the Pixie deck, you cut the color white, so you cut the Nurturing Pixie and the Optimistic Scavenger, and you add in blue and black cards, and you take some of them from the Dimir Flash deck that is also very popular. You smash the Pixie deck and the Flash deck together, you make it blue and black, and you have Dimir Hybrid. This has become a very powerful best of 3 deck, and it's done very well over there. But often these mid-rangey kind of splashed up to mashup, we'll call them, decks don't translate to best of 1. So today I'm going to do what I can do to show you how this goes in best of 1, as many of you might be wondering if that is the key to getting to Mythic. Now, before we dive all the way in, you might notice a giant gargantuan-sized graphic of my face implying that I am in fact going to MagicCon Chicago. And I am. I am a featured guest at MagicCon Chicago. So those of you looking to travel to that MagicCon, make sure you go to events and check out CovertGoBlue. You can just type my name in the search bar. I'm hosting a Dan event, which is really exciting. So if you like the format of Dan, want to learn about the bluest format in all of Magic, very on brand for me, you might want to check that out and join those events. I'm really excited about them, and yeah, I'm sure that they'll fill up at a pretty good rate. So this is my big announcement. I'll have more information about the events as we go, but that's it. I am CovertGoBlue. I'm at MagicCon Chicago. I'm hosting some really cool events that you can sign up for at MagicCon Chicago. Hashtag sponsored. Thank you, Wizards, for sending me to MagicCon Chicago. Very excited. So yeah, this deck, we took the Pixie package, which is, I would say, the Fear of Isolation, the Nowhere to Run, the This Town Ain't Big Enough, the Hopeless Nightmare, and the Storm Chaser's Talent. These 20 cards create kind of a little bounce synergy package that can be used in a number of strategies. Now from there, Dimir Midrange is very much highlighted by Kaido, Bane of Nightmares, and Enduring Curiosity. These are huge payoffs for the deck, and both are capable of completely winning various mid-range and control matchups on their own. And it's not that they're terrible against aggro, they give aggro a hard time, but they're definitely powerful in those matchups specifically. And then to support them, other bounceable cards with cool enter the battlefield effects that work with the bounce package slightly. Not as good as some of the other pieces, like Nowhere to Run, Hopeless Nightmare, and Storm Chaser's Talent, but they do work with self-bounce. So Spyglass Siren and Flood Pit's Drowner, they come over from Dimir Midrange. Dimir Midrange loses Fairy Mastermind and Fabloom Trick, and a number of removal spells like Cut Down, and the counter spells like the Face Stutter, Spell Stutter something. Honestly, those were the pieces that were the most likely to cost you games when they didn't line up well. So replacing them with a synergistic bounce package seems like common sense. Keeping a couple go for the throats as a little safety valve is also pretty smart. And in the mana base, because we no longer have to always be making an awesome 3-color mana base out of Pain lands and Fast lands, we get to run some utility lands in Restless Reef and Soulstone Sanctuary. And Soulstone Sanctuary is great with the ninjas because it benefits from the Kaido emblem that you sometimes incidentally make. So, does Dimir Hybrid compete in Best of 1 the way it does in Best of 3? I'll save my overall judgments until the outro, but let's dive into some games and show how the deck works and talk about some of the reasons that you would want the deck in Best of 1. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Sure, we've got plays. That's what matters. Hey, pain-free plays. Let's start with a little Otter Talent. Gross. I wonder what they'll take. Ooh, good draw. Good draw. I'll make the 2/3 flyer. We've also planned on this town ain't big enough to try to Kaito the next turn, but we'd have to bounce the otter. I don't know. That one, I think this is the right way to do it. Okay. $19 to $19. When you have the lower life, you make the 1/1. Okay. Lots to think about, lots to think about. How aggressive can we be against a bat and a preacher? It's very hard to be aggressive. They can gain quite a bit of life, sort of whenever they need to. I think we play this Siren. Send a message. We will not be terrorized. Hold. See what they do. Mm-hmm. Let them have this. And this. Totally fine. Then what? They go for the annex. Okay. Set him back a bit here. Punchies.
Slim chances, just
Stuns. Tap land.
Control the fight, control the outcome.
Definitely puts us on the back foot. But we've got cheap cards, a lot of value, and a Kaito. Is sure they use their cut down. Drops Kaito to 1.
Not scared of you.
Bat returns. Lots of ways to block a bat. Not even clear what they should take here. They take the talent. Okay. They draw and go to 11. Drowner's a pretty good one. Let's go, ninjas.
I just hate a fair fight.
Let's just go to combat. Not worry so much about drawing into lands with the maps. I get pretty greedy when it comes to those. Fear of ISO. Get our kind of bonus land drop, if you will. Spyglass Siren. Lots of blockers to protect our ninja friend. They're definitely in a position where they have to demon up. And unfortunately, I can't drain. Can't keep the drain from happening. But I can drop a Drowner on that demon. Ooh, they are aggressively trying to take Kaito off the board. Okay. Freeze. Still want some? Let him have that? Let him have that.
Must keep
Kaido's alive. Okay, Shieldred evens out the life loss and is a very freaking annoying creature. That's not the card you're looking for. Can we force a block, though? Oh, wait. Yeah, we can. We can force a block. It does require our whole turn's commitment. But it does put them in a tough spot. Going to 1 here and losing Shieldred. But there's a good chance they can recover very well. We just have to draw a Hopeless Nightmare before they gain life. It's not going to be easy for them to get to the Kaido and make a demon, though. They need a cut down as well. Uh-huh.
This is not how I die.
Up to 4. They have to block this Kaido. This town ain't big enough. They only have 1 blocker. We need something else to bounce, though. We have it. Kaido for the win. What a solo job from this ninja. Showing why the card might be worth the hybrid version of the deck. Opponent goes first. We have 1 drops and 2 drops. We will keep. Opponent running a color we've never seen in Standard before. That felt like a Torch the Tower. No, Monstrous Rage. That's what it is. They have a Monstrous Rage. And they have foretold a Show Off. And I think Show Off is generally worse against the type of deck we're playing, so that's good for us. 5 lands. It's a lot of land. They want to just deal 1? This is definitely the version of the deck that could be playing all of the pump spells. Remember, we know at least that they have a rage. So like we go for the Throat This, but what if they're this is the turn inside out deck, right? That's what the show off's more likely to be in. Turn inside out, then gives them a 2/2. I think this is a deck where we just make them make the move. Be in no hurries. If they're only going to deal us 1, we don't really care. Because we can just race them as well. And it would be awesome if we draw some non-lands, maybe even some Hopeless Nightmares to pressure their hand for just sitting on these cards. Here we go. Yep, they want to use a Monstrous Rage. I think that this is the best solution. Because what this does, make them reforetell it, and they don't get to use their card, their turn inside out. That's another land, by the way. Certainly feels like we've drawn a lot of land. Hopefully they've drawn 7 lands as well. That would be fair. But yeah, let's hold both of these open. Here we go again. So it's all about like how many Felonious Rages, how many turn inside outs they have, and we want to make them make the first move. So that they're throwing at least 1 away no matter what. We're going to show them that we can be patient gamers. Also, we're about to set up getting back This Town Ain't Big Enough, which definitely throws their strategy into the garbage, as long as we stay patient. What are you gonna do? Attack me for 1? You gonna peck at me? They might have drawn 7 lands. Oh, the second show off is here. Oh my. Yeah, they gotta act before I get back. Nope, I guess they're not going to. This town ain't big enough. All right, it's end step. Do we want to see if they make some moves? Because what we want to do is free up our mana to get this card, this bounce card back. But then we are limited to just being able to remove one. So if we can kill one now, that's a big advantage. So there's one inside out, absolutely burned. And there's the scoop. Yep, because we're going to burn both those removal spells. They're going to have nothing to show for it. Pump spells, rather. And then we're going to get back this town and then bounce spells. So, like, their death pump spells literally do nothing. They're probably sitting on a Callous Sellsword. Maybe that's it. See if we're up against Dimir. It's a very Dimir-y avatar. And, yay, 4 lands. Some things don't change. But we will try this hand. I mean, it's got a Kaido and a Spyglass Siren. Turn 1 duress. Not a duress. What would hold priority there that they wouldn't play? I don't know. Is there still a stick? There's no stick. I don't know. Now there's a stick. Fire at will, Commander. Impressive cutting of down. Something they could have played, but they held up cut down instead. Might be a duress, and they're just making choices about playing with removal spells. I mean, we might see something to use a nowhere to run on. I guess I'll hold up removal. We're entering the unstoppable slasher land. I want to get that reef ready, but we don't need it ready until turn 5 when it attacks Liliana. I mean, whatever holding priority for you, is it worth roping? I think they have a nowhere to run as well. That's what would hold priority there on an empty board at 2 mana. But something was holding on their turn only at 1 mana. That's it? Okay. How did they know I'd have a creature at this point? Sus. Highly sus. We got a patient discard player. Storm Chaser's talent, you say? Well, what do you think? How likely are they to play Shieldred's Edict? Somebody who plays Dreams of Steel and Oil and Cut Down. I say very likely. Still, let's play threats. Let's not be afraid. I don't get the card.
Things in a bowl of noodles.
I guess, do I take a Drowner? There's still no spells here, and there's no Enduring Curiosity. I just don't think Drowner does anything here. I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna dig for better cards. Yep, they had it. They are definitely outgunning for decks like mine. And they're trying to black... Oh, it's black-blue. It was always black-blue. Weird. Weird. Sure. Hope they're having fun with that. They have another discard spell in hand? No. I guess Shieldred's Edict could have held priority, but I still think it's a nowhere to run. I guess it doesn't have to be, though. Level 2 doesn't do anything. Let's give this a try. I mill myself. I want a spell I can get with the talent. Didn't get one. Hey, we got a hit. Something they couldn't do something about. I do think it's a nowhere to run. 2 straight blue sources off the top is what they've drawn. Still trying to mill a spell. There you go. Now my Storm Chaser's Talent is a good card. We're not killing this. Let's map it. Save the Storm Chaser's Talent. This town ain't big enough. Okay, that's another creature land. I can't complain too much. They obviously are having some trouble dealing with it. I wish I'd plus the Kaido, though. If I had plus the Kaido, this would play around a nowhere to run. I mean, I think I just keep swinging. They're having issues. Something is not what they expected to remove. They had all the answers for a long time, and it's not like I lack land. And next turn they will have a reef to try to block with. I'll start milling them. They run Jace, huh? And Preacher. Weird blue-black combo deck here. Very weird. Maybe they have some counter spells in hand? I do think they have a nowhere to run. I'm like sure of it. Okay, they've drawn 4 straight lands. These 4 lands they drew in a row. So what's left in their hand still doesn't kill one of these. One is a nowhere to run. The other 2 might be counter spells. Or another discard spell? Yeah, there could be another Dreams of Steel and Oil, or if there was a Duress, we would have seen it because they know what this is. They don't know these 2 cards. Oh, okay. They've been sitting on that. They're facing reefs. So their plan is to power up their reef and mill me down to 1 card. But they can't kill me. And I can mill them down to 2 cards. Then they draw, and then they draw, and their deck is empty and mine is not. Interesting choice. But maybe they have a Jace in hand. Maybe they do. I can't see what got exiled. Shuffles it back into a library. Shuffle Drowner and target creature with a stun counter. But it has to be a creature an opponent controls that gets tapped and stunned. That's too bad. Stun my own Otter, shuffle it back into my deck. It has to be there has to be a creature with a stun counter to shuffle, though. But that's doable. That is doable. If they somehow get me to 1 card. I need to make sure there's a stop, and I need to play the Drowner on their turn, and it needs to not get removed. They are at 8. I don't know why they're roping, but they're thinking about giving up the Excruciator and if they can still win. So there you go. I've got plays. I definitely have plays. Should have played the Soulstone Sanctuary, though. No, I needed double blue. One card, 5 cards. They need a Jace. Reef won't do it. So good old Doomsday Control, huh? Haven't seen that deck lately. It was good at Worlds. Well, lots changed since Worlds, and while Foundations wasn't like a giga impact set, it was enough. And then people really refining these bouncy decks, right? Yeah, Dimir Tempo took the place of this Dimir Control combo deck. It pushed a lot of the Beanstalk decks, not out, but down a tier. And then this bouncy deck started messing with those Tempo decks, just outvaluing them. And that's how you got New Age Dimir versus, at this point, even a few months old, but it's old age Dimir. The idea of your cards being legal in Standard for 3 years is not a lie. But it doesn't mean your deck will be good the whole time, unless it's mono red. Wizards really only knows how to make one kind of card for mono red. And they keep doing it. There's a lot of rope to play a Jace if they have it. Like a crazy amount of rope for a Jace. And if they don't have it, I don't think they can win. Okay. Got him. Oh, did you need to attack with that to trigger it? I'm sorry. I want on the play, creature Kaido. Is that too much to ask? Oh, and the lands to curve out would be ideal. Oh, actual nobody. Easy game. On the draw. No Kaido. But hey. The lands make good mana and will curve out well. We will keep this hand. The colorless and the lack of black might get to us. We have to be a little careful. Oh, look. Burn. Okay. Our deck doesn't gain life, so we just have to hit their resources with the Nightmare. Which means I don't think we talent here. We just Nightmare them as much as possible because every discard is potentially life gain for us. They didn't play a creature, did they? Keep coming. Hey, if they're striking the fear, they're not striking our face. That is a good thing. What? A 4/3 players can't gain life. Yeah, joke's on you. My deck can't do that. Go for the throat, Nightmare? Yeah. Do I need to get the Sanctuary down? I can't do both unless I play this swamp. So nope. Discard another burn spell, please. Shock in the bin. How are you going to burn me out if your cards aren't in your hand and they're in the graveyard instead? It's crazy. You got a prowess trigger there? They sure do. Okay. Burst lightning in my face. It's a good time for this. Because we can make them discard this card. See that value? I want to kill this before they exile anything that they might get off it. Next turn we get it back. Get back, go for the throat. Or the bounce spell. Look at them go. Must be nice. Hey, it's all about having a life total at the end of the day. Power up the 3/3. I guess that's better than the other option. Might as well do it now so we can punch. Uh-huh. Oh, well, that's great, right? Do I trade? No. Go to 8. Nice draw. They are at 11. We've done a good job with our nightmares. Eight to 8. Hammer hand. Well, if it can't block, it doesn't matter. I also can't stop this from resolving. But if we're going to use a removal spell anyway, and it's a bounce spell, we can wait to see which one is punching for more. Okay, that's the one. Pretty big play. But going to 5 is scary, but with only one card coming off the top, I don't think they can deal 5. Good draw. Draw. Okay, just don't let this hurt me. We're fine. We're fine. They kill it in response and pump it? Only if I let the pump resolve. And they play a Swifty. They scoop. See? Actual nobodies. Tom Bombadil is almost mythic, and I'm gonna stop him. Yep. That's wow. I didn't know that this hand existed, but here we are, close to what you'd call the nuts. If they are in fact as green as their aesthetic, gonna be a hard time stopping this. I got talent. My opponent thought long and hard about that hand, but decided to keep it. Or they were just out singing songs, fishing in rivers, not thinking about it at all. Ta-da! So much for the cool hand. I'm sad. We'll just have to draw another payoff. Give them nightmares. So they hated on, I mean, they have a lot of hate for Kaido. They were never going to allow a Kaido to get them. Well, let's see. Just give me a target. Thank you. The Floodpit's Drowner is more aggressive, but I don't have a good turn next turn, and I can use Go for the Throat. And then I can get back Go for the Throat. Like, I don't think just Slam Drowner get damage is smart. I think this is, in fact, actually better, because it is hard to fit this in later in the game. And obviously, Go for the Throat, pretty good against a deck that's likely to have a bunch of demons in it. Of course, Liliana, different creature altogether.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit for
Okay.
Sacrifices must be made.
Give them nightmares. I know, I could have made the Slasher go away forever, but so does Drowner. I think they have like a Shieldred or a Demon, so we're discarding a Nowhere to Run. And the fact that they have to discard 2 is pretty great. And they're throwing away land. So they probably have removal for the Drowner. And we haven't drawn a creature land. So this is going to get really spicy. Oh yeah, a cut down. Okay. This town ain't big enough. Bounce the Liliana, bounce a Nightmare. Ooh. But we can do it in response to the plus. If we had 1 more mana, that would be insane. Yeah, there's a lot of things I could do here. If I bounce Liliana a Nightmare, play a Nightmare, then this goes away. If I wait, Liliana, if I go for the Throat, Liliana pluses, and I bounce a Nightmare and the Liliana discards herself, I lose the Nightmare. All that, I guess, is fine. We get to parity and we see what we top deck, right? It doesn't work if there's another card in the hand, but they're incentivized to play out the hand. If they don't plus here, we can bounce double Nightmare. No, that doesn't work either. All right, they're going for it. And where is Liliana's loyalty? 3. Awkward. So they're discarding something to hand size here. I think we just get the Talent and the Nightmare, because then Liliana's under pressure again, and we discard the Hopeless Nightmare, and we play the Talent, and the Talent can get back, this town ain't big enough. But we don't want to get back this town ain't big enough right now, because Liliana just makes us discard it. Or if we do, Liliana pluses, then the outer doesn't actually check the Liliana. It's so weird. But 1 more land, and we can do some pretty cool things. Oh no, not a creature land. Are we going to lose to that? You gonna make me sack an otter? I would. Yeah, I kind of got to do it. All right, do we scry for the land?
Your friends has to leave.
I think we do. May I resolve my scry, please? Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think we get it back yet. Am I crazy? I think the Drowner is going to be awesome. Drown this, attack Liliana. It's going to be a turn short though, right? But whatever they draw... Ah, God, it's actually really tough. I feel like there's something I'm doing wrong. I don't want to give up the talent. I really don't. But, well, oof. Can't waste the turn either. It won't work on the Sanctuary. But if they put this on the stack without a card to discard, they're in trouble. Either way, we can either set the Liliana back or not. Okay, they're going to cast the Archfiend. Cool. They're going to plus the Liliana. That's what they do, right? If they don't plus the Liliana, they're in trouble. Is it the Liliana or is it the Archfiend? God. Now, hopefully, they play a land, they plus the Liliana. That is a card. Jesus. Oh, I hate this. Okay.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Mana short of everything we ever wanted. Disgusting. Party continues. Oh, it makes me angry.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Okay, the reset button's been acquired. The otter machine has been built, but we're at 8 life. Kind of scary. We're just gonna die to this thing.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
But the top decks can be good. Why am I doing that right now? Panic, I guess. Yeah, plus that. Maybe we're turning this around. How about I get a creature land? This would be one of my better draws. Yeah, now you don't want to plus her. She works for me. She works for me now. Hey, you see? Yeah, your turn to think it out. I'm not sure we played this game good, but we did at least enough of a plan to get to here, which I think has us in a okay position. You know what's missing on their end? The card draw machine, Unholy Annex. You know that's what they wish they had. If they could script one draw, it would probably be that. Come on, surely Tom didn't just leave. As soon as the Liliana Plus wasn't good, Tom just left. Maybe the talent, this town combo is just something Tom won't deal with. Dude, there's no way. There's no way you're gonna rope me out here? After that game? An interesting game. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's a choice. 3 dailies to go, and I want my rank up. Where is it? Give it to me. Give you Nightmare. None of the good cards are here. None of the card advantage cards, none of the engine cards are here. This could definitely be a flood out and life sucks. No, no. No, don't do it. Don't. Okay. Well then. That's nice. I like that. That's great. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Definitely got trouble. It ain't good. We need to get this removed, and we don't have a go for the throat. Cool. That's great. This game's all the way over completely. I guess there are times you just don't play Nightmare on turn 1, but man, I guess that's why this is a best of 3 deck, right? Because the opponent can't just nut draw you like that every game. It's not like we don't have some tools in the deck to fight these things. It's that we absolutely could not draw them. We just drew more land instead. They drew all 4 Seachrome Coast. Just waiting to see the counter spell. Maybe there's an unsummon, I don't know. If it's an unsummon, we want to target the Siren. Okay, live to fight another day. The day will not matter. Sure. Sure. Why not? Seems like 5 creatures should be enough when I'm at 3 life. Tap, block. Die. You got it. Alrighty, that's another deck that I guess takes advantage of Hopeless Nightmare. I don't think, though, that you would ever just not play it on turn 1 in the dark, though. I mean, when they have the nuts, they have the nuts. On the play... Can't mulligan on the play, can I? No. Can't do it. Not when I have 2 castable spells, and the opponent's showing me mirror match potential, although they're lying. They're playing mono red. They're playing red green. See what they do. Yeah, let's see what they do. We might only have 1 spell for the next 3 turns. We want it to be good. That's nice. Yeah, holding because gotta buy time for a blue source. It's 24 lands. I've drawn 7 or 8 lands in most of the games I've played today. And nearly all of the remaining ones are blue. What are not blue? 1 Soulstone Sanctuary, 2 Swamps. Yeah, there's only 3 more non-blue lands in the whole deck. If they're going to keep doing this, it actually gives us time. I know it feels like we're just taking damage and getting nowhere, but it is giving us time. Okay. And blue. What do we do with it? Seems like a pretty good fear of isolation on a nowhere to run, but I do have a go for the throat. Maybe it's actually on a Hopeless Nightmare because they're stockpiling their hand. Yeah, I think it is. But I'll hold up the go for the throat. They might have a Snakeskin Veil, but it doesn't matter if I keep the nowhere to run on the field. And there's Scoop. See? Blue mana? LOL. Don't need it. Just buy time and you're okay. On the draw. Not enough removal for my taste, but can't really just get rid of it when you've got this hand. And they did mulligan. Okay, Bunny Wabbits. Bunny Wabbits. Siren doesn't block anything yet. Talent doesn't really do anything. Nightmare? Take a chunk out of that hand, make it hard to curve out on a mulligan. Yep. And they don't have a token yet, but they are getting in for 2. Looking at not enough blue mana. This will attack for more. Maybe I should have tapped this instead. I think I was planning to shuffle the quest caller away. I don't think we're gonna win. I think we're too slow on the draw, and we're handicapped by a lack of blue mana. I think this game's over. Yeah, 3 swamps. Really unlucky. There's only 1 swamp left in the whole deck. But that's what we drew. I guess we have to block some things to have a chance. Okay, something. Mm-hmm. Nice. They went 2 aggro. We needed that. That's our best chance right there. We go to 6. We're still taking damage, but we're not giving out +1/+1 counters. We have a chance. This doesn't have a token. Wow. Just wow. Unbelievable. That's the top deck, yeah. Wow. Unfucking believable. We have to kill it. We can let the scry happen first. It's very, very fortunate. Kind of insane. Man, did we have it. We had a real shot there. Now we aren't even close. Jesus, everything went wrong, man. Everything. No. Okay, mana is good. On the play, will I finally have a Kaito game? It's been a long time. I've never turned 3 Kaito'd. I've been duressed the one time I had this hand. I feel like I don't have the luck for decks like these. But, you know. Real man makes his own luck. Not a toxic mindset at all. It's fine. Double Siren. Punch. Blue-white control. Absolutely farmable deck, but please stop drawing nowhere to run. Blue-white is certainly not a real deck anymore, and it's because of cards like Kaito and Enduring Curiosity. But in best of one, we keep trying because we are idiots. And when I say we, I mean control mages like me. We want so badly for it to still be a thing. And no soul partition. Okay. Sure. Do I want more +1/+1 counters? No. Not really. Down to 8. We definitely like talent. We definitely hate, and I do mean hate, a lack of Hopeless Nightmare. That is a Fear of Isolation, which is basically a Hopeless Nightmare. Resolves. 5, 8. Okay, let's play this. I mean, they might be looking at temporary lockdown, right? But they play Deduce, so they might not be temporary lockdown. Okay. Sure. 4 loyalty is not 3, thankfully. They still run the graveyard hate. It's not unjustifiable in best of one. All right, let's see if they've got temporary lockdown. It would be huge. They'd lose the clue though. Okay, they run Get Lost. I got more maps. Are they gonna live? Like what chance do you have here with 2 mana? Crazy. I know about the Fear of Isolation, but I think it's all about the nowhere to run. Let's map some. Maybe we hit land. Okay. Doing it. think we do want to use the map tokens while we can. And we don't want to extend into Sunfall. Whale of a tail. Yeah, with a Kaito on top? Nah. I don't need to draw that Siren, that's okay. Show me your Sunfall. Oh, it would be a good time to blow up the Soulstone Sanctuary if they could afford it, but they might die for a play like that. And they're digging, and they're holding up lockdown mana. And they scoop. Blue-white, man, it's got no chance. These matchups, it's probably like 90-10. And then their matchup against the mouse deck is only like a 50-50 at best if they're teched out to beat it. Maybe worse. That's why it's a dead deck. But hey, I keep trying. Everybody keeps trying. And we are back for the post-game wraps on Dimir Hybrid and the overall feelings. Now, while I played a ton of games with this deck and did all of my dailies, getting to 15 wins eventually, I will say that it took longer than I expected with a solid blue-black deck, especially with the bounce package in it, which has proven to be very effective against the aggro decks in this environment. The problem with Dimir Hybrid is what you would expect from a hybrid mid-range deck in best of one. The draws where you do one thing or the other, the thing often being an early Kaito or Enduring Curiosity that is unanswered, or the other thing, which is bounce all the right things at all the right times, then you know what? You win those games. And when the matchup lines up great, of course you win those games. You would do it with a non-hybrid version of the deck too. And you would do it more consistently with that version of the deck. When the pieces don't come together, it doesn't matter whether you're against an aggro deck, a mid-range deck, or especially the mirror, the Pixie deck, or the Dimir mirror, which might run the legendary creature package that I featured in recent times, or the Otter package. Those decks beat this deck pretty consistently because every deck in those versions of the bounce deck, where every card in the deck is built to synergize with these, every time you, with your hybrid deck, draw a Spyglass Siren, you're falling behind. Every time you draw an Enduring Curiosity, but the board has been managed by the nowhere to run Stormchaser's talent, this town loop, means that there's no board to draw cards with, means you're falling behind. Every time you have to play a Kaito and tap down, let's say, a Nurturing Pixie, and then it gets attacked by some other birds, well, you get the idea. It doesn't hold up well from a consistency standpoint in best of one. And in best of three, what makes the hybrid version good is you can sideboard in cards that work better with each strategy. Now, this deck continues, like many in the format, to solo control decks. Beating down control decks is still very much in range for this deck. But that is fool's gold compared to the number of aggro strategies that you're going to play against, and you will lose a lot of those matchups when the pieces don't come together. It's also really tough for content, because when the pieces don't come together, the deck looks horrible, which leads me to cutting a lot of those games. But that's why we have the outro, so I can share my honest opinions, which would be not to use the hybrid version. I think that if you absolutely love Kaito and Enduring Curiosity, you should play a version built around that. And if you absolutely love the bounce package, you should play a deck built around that. Smashing them together will win some games, but I think overall you'll lose some percentage points because your plan won't always come together as strong as the opponents who built for a very consistent best of one experience, which is, at the end of the day, what makes best of one the most successful decks in best of one successful, is building for consistency. It's why you see me run a lot of 4-ofs in my deck. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this look at Dimir Hybrid. Remember to check out MagicCon Chicago and look in the events for CovertGoBlue to try to get signed up for my Dan event and any other events that I have going on, including meet and greets. I encourage you to mark those on your calendar or in the MagicCon app so that you can find me at MagicCon Chicago. It's expected to be sold out. It's expected to be a big event, and I'm really excited, as always, to attend MagicCon, this time as an official guest, and meet all of you. Thank you very much, guys, for making the Mesa Falcon life my life. It's kind of insane. And thank you for watching this video and staying till the end. That is the #1 thing you can do to support the content. Now hit like, hit subscribe, and as always, you are cool.